animal parade. Not so long ago, there was a little boy who got very sick. He was so sick he had to be in the hospital for a very long time. He could not go to school. He could not play with his friends. His family came to visit him often, and so did his friends, but it just wasn't the same. It seemed like every time they started to have fun, the doctors and nurses would come in to run another test on him. He was always being pulled away from his visitors. After a week or two, it seemed like his friends had no time to come visit him anymore. The boy became sad and felt like no one cared about him anymore. Isn't that sad? How do you feel when you feel like others don't care? How does it make you feel when others show they care about you? One day, he was lying in his bed looking out the window. Out of nowhere, he saw a giraffe peek its long head up into the window. The giraffe stuck out its tongue and made funny faces. It pretended to walk downstairs and disappear under the window. The boy laughed and laughed. He was so happy. The next day, he was looking out the window, hoping to see some new fun thing. A squirrel appeared. It bounced on its fluffy tail, boing boing, and juggled nuts in its tiny paws. The boy laughed and laughed. He had the biggest smile on his face. Again, the day after that, another animal showed up. It was an elephant. It blew bubbles with its trunk and made amazing balloon animals. The boy laughed and laughed. He had never been so happy in his life. The next day, the doctor came to his family and said he'd gotten so much better over the last few days that he could go home and back to school. The boy thought he would explode. He was so happy. A few days later, he got to go back to school. His friends were so happy to see him and play together. Right before lunch, the boy saw something strange in his friend's backpack. He reached for it, and his friend pulled the backpack away. The boy was puzzled. He asked his friend, "Why do you have a giraffe costume in your backpack?" His friend looked around to their other friends. They were keeping a secret. They didn't want to tell him, but they didn't want to lie either. "You were too sick for us to come play with, and we missed you. We decided to dress up like animals and come play outside your window to cheer you up. We care about you so much and just wanted you to be happy." The boy felt so cared for that he cried. His friends smiled and gave him a hug. It's okay to cry sometimes, and they knew these were happy tears. They dried each other's eyes and went to lunch, looking forward to playing again soon. So what did you learn about this story about compassion and caring for others? Isn't it nice when your friends show that they care? Do you think they feel happy when you show you care about them? That's what compassion's all about. So take time to show your friends and family how much you care. What are some ways you think you can show care? Here are a few to get you started. Sharing, helping clean up, and playing with someone who doesn't have a friend.